Everyone is talking about Is It Lessons? Is It Lessons? It won the World Championship. It's such a good deck. Is It Lessons? Well, what if I told you you don't even need one of the colors in Is It Lessons? What if I told you you could build it as mono blue? That's right, mono blue Lessons. Let's go, Gran-Gran. Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. What's fun? Everybody's enjoying playing Lessons, but we got to do a twist. You've already seen Is It Lessons. I've got one Is It Lessons. I actually got a budget Is It Lessons I did before the World Championship. I did another Is It Lessons video like as the World Championship, as it was announced that the most played deck there was going to be Is It Lessons. Then I did a video about Is It Lessons deck with what we learned at the World Championship. So we're covering Is It Lessons, and but it did occur to me that you could play most of the Lessons package without even using red. And so that is what I have built today. It's completely experimental deck, obviously going heavy on the Gran-Grans, Boomerang Basics, some Ops, some Storm Chasers talent that was in the Lessons decks. We'll get to you 3 steps ahead. Accumulate Wisdom, this little package, Boomerang Basics, Gran-Gran, Accumulate Wisdom, Storm Chasers talent, has proven itself to be quite good. We also have Duelist of the Mind, which featured in one of the decks in the top 8. Is It Looting? And we saw that the real key to the Lessons deck was Monument to Endurance. So what if we just kind of go all in on that, and we're just trying to discard cards? So we have Duelist of the Mind. Obviously, we have Gran-Gran, great little discard outlet. We can play stuff like Malcolm. We can play Abandoned Attachments, an instant speed discard outlet. And we can also play 3 steps ahead if we don't want to counter a spell, or if we've got enough mana. This will allow us to discard a card. So we got all these ways to, get the opponent's life down, either with flyers or with discard. And then one of fun of Wan Chi Tong. I just really love this card. This has been, I did a whole control deck built around Wan Chi Tong that not enough of you have watched that video. So that's what we're going to see if we can do. Haven't really explored Duelist of the Mind. This is a card the pros seem to really like this weekend. Star 3 flying vigilance, power is equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn, so we'll be attacking for at least 1. And then if you commit a crime, which means target basically anything of opponent, their graveyard, their cards, whatever, themselves, then you get to do the draw discard thing. That only triggers once a turn, but maybe we're going to have enough stuff that does things. We're going to be able to hit with the otter tokens. I think we're just going to have a lot of threats and a lot of diverse threats, and we're going to be able to protect them with counter magic in a few cases. Agna Qel'a, land enters tapped unless you control a basic land, add blue, and then for 3 mana and tap it, you draw a card, discard a card. Another great way to trigger the Monument to Endurance. So I've thrown 2 of those in. It is a monocolor deck, which means you could probably build a budget version of it. This is not what I would consider arena budget. In paper, it's like about $250, and on arena, we've got well over my limit of 10 rares or mythics, what I call a budget. Some people would say 12 rares or mythics is within budget range, but obviously, we'll talk about it at the end of the video. There's things you could cut that probably won't affect the power of the deck significantly if you do want to try to build this on a budget. But first of all, let's take it to the ladder. Let's see how it performs. Stick around to the end of the video. I'll show you the actual win rate of the deck, not just the games that got put in the video. And with that, before that actually, one word about subs, okay? I'm trying something new, right? If you don't ask people to subscribe to your video and hit thumbs up and all that, then people don't do it. So I got to do it. This is a stupid YouTube thing. I don't like it when I watch a YouTube video and people stop the video to ask for subs. But I thought this might be more interesting. I looked up how many subs Spirit Airlines has, okay? They have 11.4K subs, all right? Our goal is to get to 16K subs. We're going to try to beat Spirit Airlines. Obviously, if you look at my current subscriber count It's just over 6,000 at the moment. So we got to basically double it to beat Spirit Airlines, and we got to get even further to get to the final sub goal. But you could subscribe right now if you think that this channel deserves more subs than Spirit Airlines, and maybe you haven't flown Spirit Airlines, but if you have, I think maybe you might want to sub. All right, that's my pitch. Now, without further ado, let's get into the gameplay of Mono Blue Lessons. Playing some Mono Blue Lessons up against Ang. Got Gran-Gran, we got Boomerang Basics, the two most popular cards at the World Championships, and looks like it's going to be a Gran-Gran mirror here. They're coming in. They do a Smackadoodle. And what do they discard? I think we're safe blocking, because if they do the wipe, then they just wipe their Gran-Gran as well. And we got our own Gran-Gran. We'll ditch that Gran-Gran. And then do we play around the counterspell? I think we possibly do. We could bounce their Gran-Gran. That would slow them down. Alright, let's just do Duelist of the Mind. I think they're going to counter it, but now that counterspell's out of their hand. It's going to come down to who gets the most accumulate wisdoms anyway here. They ditch a Gran-Gran. And they got the Artist talent. Okay. And a Storm Chaser's talent. They're running Kiora, which is definitely a consider for this deck. Let's go with a Boomy. And so that's only 2 in the graveyard. What do we get? Abandoned attachments. Tempting to put that in the graveyard. I think we might want to keep Boomerang. Let's bounce our own Gran-Gran. Replay the Gran-Gran. Now we have full Gran-Gran. They're filtering pretty heavily. They ditched the Iroh's demonstration. They found Accumulate Wisdom before we did. That might be the game. I hate to say it. They get their Monument to Endurance out before we do. They did play first, so that's a pretty good advantage. And they come combusting on Gran-Gran. You can accumulate some wisdom. We'll try playing a Duelist of the Mind. No doubt they're going to find some removal for it and use it to discard. Guess we're still at 19. Yep, they found removal. And without removal for their Gran-Gran, I think we're kind of in trouble. Starting to think that the red component is very critical, and they find yet another Ancestral Recall here. Accumulated Wisdom. Grand-Ancestral Recall, we call it. Monuments. Yeah. Alright, well, congratulations, Brew Leave Us, for playing the exact deck that just won World Championship. Maybe we need some, yeah, this is... I mean, it's possible they hit a run of lands. We got 3 Accumulate Wisdoms. And that should deal 9 to us. If they don't get too greedy. Yeah. And then they just need to discard 1 card. And we are toast. Mono Blue Lessons. Let's go. Storm Chaser's Talent. Out the gate. Llanowar Elves. They're always a Llanowar. Yeah, we'll attack. They don't block. Let's get the Duelist down. Azure Beastbinder, another Llanowar. Well, Monument to Endurance. Or we could just opt. Get the prowess up. Yeah, it'll quench ya. I think we'll just hold that up. Counter the Uraboroid. What do I want to lose? Do I even need Malcolm? Kind of like having 2 Endurances. Not playing both next turn though. Maybe I just lose the land. The Mean Gene Pollinator. Beastbinder comes in. Ice is my Duelist. So, we could do Malcolm Boomerang. We could do Boomerang, replace Storm Chaser's Talent. I guess we'll just get the Monument down. And I got the Burroid. Really surprised this deck is so popular. I guess I should... the ice, that's interesting. Okay. I iced the Monument. Ooh, and we got a Gran-Gran. We are a bit far away from the discount. I don't think they blocked the 3/3 because we could have an opt. Yeah, we got him into 8. We're at 19. We can take a big hit here. They do a Mockingbird, copying the Baroid. And I guess if the question is Badger Mole still a threat here? It is. So I think I need to go find another deck. I don't know. People seem to like to see me lose. So. Opponent deep in the tank. I think we simply don't have enough interaction in this deck. I think I need to rebuild it with more interaction. And, oh, just timing out. Weird. Alright, well, we do hit Boomerang Basics. Each opponent loses 3 life, each opponent loses 3 life. And attack. And, well, if opponent hadn't timed out, we would certainly have been a different game, but I think we still would have won. Okay, my first build sucked, it seems like, or at least for the meta. I'm going to put in more interaction with 3 more Into the Flood Maws. 1 additional Spell Pierce here. We'll trim down Duelist of the Mind to just 3 copies, Malcolm to 1 copy. We lose Wan Shi Tong. And put in a couple Kioras, because I think this gives us another threat, right? We get the Kiora, and we can easily get Threshold with this deck, make an 8/8 Octopus. Try to win that way. We'll see. Mono Blue Lessons, build number 2. Keep trying it. Up against Mr. Goonie. Alright. Opponent's going first. Never great. Turn 1 opt. Try to just shape this hand a little bit. No interaction. And it's the starting town. At least it's different. Haven't seen that yet. We've got a Hushword Verge and a Quantum Riddler. Accumulate Wisdom seems good. Happy to have it. One's drawing cards like nobody's biz. Quantum Riddler could go in this deck, I'm sure. Get a Duelist down. We've got a threat on the board. We'll have a second threat in a second. Opponent, some kind of... Is this the Bant Airbending deck? that performed so poorly at the World Championship. Mean Gene Pollinator. Plains. Go. Alright, well... let's attempt to play Monument to Endurance. Okay, nope, no counterspell. Urban Retreat. They're just not doing anything over here? We'll attempt to Kiora. If we draw 2 lessons, we can get Accumulate Wisdom turned on. They play Ong, okay. That's fine. Is there any point of attacking? No attacks. Ang, I should say Ang. My daughters always correct me. I'm sorry. Before I was watching the show, I was reading about these cards, so I always called him Ong. It's Ang. Ang. Ang at the crossroads. Digs, finds another Ang. Bounces the Duelist. Okay. Just trying to tempo me here, it looks like. And they flip that Ang. Let's do Kiora first. Oh, and a Turbo Flood, not great. Why don't we draw a card and make a treasure first? Hey, it's a Gran-Gran. Would have been a great attack with the Duelist today. Land creatures you control, they get to Earthbend. Sure. Should we do that, or should we just... kind of need to stock the graveyard here with lessons. We play a land, abandon attachments, maybe hit another lesson that we can discard. Could also just dig with Accumulate Wisdom. They can just straight up play their Riddler. Seven or more cards in the graveyard we need for Kiora. So Abandoned Attachment should get us there. Take 4 from Ang. Nothing, okay. We boomerang that guy? Let's just try doing abandoned attachments. Draw card. Into the Flood Maw. So play Gran-Gran. See if they want to stop Gran-Gran. Accumulate Wisdom. Draw a crap ton more cards. But we could play another Monument to Endurance here. I don't think it makes a difference. Rather hold up the Quenchin Tarantino. Opponent gonna Appa. How about no? We don't need the second Gran-Gran. Yeah, make them lose some more life. Oh, they were able to, okay. They were able to pay for it, so now we had to do that. Hit you for a bunch. Create an 8/8 octopus. That can easily be airbended. Airbent. Another Ang. Finds anything? Dock or luck. Us having 2 counter spells for Appa there was Appa was just some good fortune. Alright. Play the Monument to Endurance. Into the Flood Maw. Whatever. Quantum Riddler. Take action. Ditch. And lose 3. Lose 3. That's the game.
That was remarkable. I'm still just running that sequence through my mind. It happened really quickly. Nothing matches that. I can hardly believe it.
Well, normally I do my experimenting deck building on my phone. This is why. Sometimes you take it to the ladder and it's just not lining up. But maybe we've made the right modifications. We'll see. Much more tempo-y now with our Flood Maws. Look, Flood Maw, no hands. And we might just burn this Flood Maw. It's great with Duelist, but question is opponent gonna have a fast start? So, well, we're not playing anything. A Rivapaya Verge, and then play Agna Qel'a. And we'll play an untapped Agna Qel'a. Duelist. Not a big deal. Hopefully they don't have any way to deal 3. Gran-Gran. We got Gran-Gran, everybody. Use the Iros to deal 4. But be careful what I wish for. So we can Boomerang the Gran-Gran. I think that's the play. Just trying to slow him down. We could have also played the Monument. If I have to, I will accumulate Wisdom. I think I'd rather quench whatever they play here. Land drop number 4? No. Gran-Gran. Yep, let's resolve it. And yeah, Artist Talent, that's a much better target. Happy to stop that. Monument to Endurance. And, yeah, we'll pass the turn. If they want to waste a counter spell stopping Into the Flood Maw, so be it. Actually, maybe we were supposed to Boomerang Basics there. Yeah, you're not getting a trigger off the Gran-Gran. We both got monuments. But Question is, should I boomerang my own monument just so I can accumulate wisdom? Suppose we can opt first. What do I get? Get another island. Alright. Oh wait, I could have boomeranged their thing. Figuring this out here, guys. That's like, oh, we don't have a target for Boomerang Basics on their side. I'll just boomerang my own thing. No, of course we had a target. And not a bad tempo target it was. They got another monument. So, fine. Why don't you have a fish? We get a Gran-Gran. Our Gran-Gran is turned on, too. So we play Gran-Gran. 2-mana monument. 2-mana monument. And I'd love to do a 1-mana abandoned attachments, but we don't have a card in hand to discard. So that wouldn't do much for us. They got their 2 monuments. They can attack with Gran-Gran and trigger them. It's not great. They're getting their triggers first. Ditch and accumulate wisdom. Interesting. They were really desperate to get lessons in the graveyard. I guess we'll block. I can wipe their own board if they so choose. Probably we'd prefer that, actually. They could just Ira's demonstration. Okay, so we got Boomerang Basics, which we could ditch here. I think the first thing we do is attack with Gran-Gran. Also, they got instant speed removal. Nope. Okay. Discard a card. Ditch. I just ditched abandoned attachments. I think I would like to get Duelist of the Mind here. Draw. Draw. It's all about drawing. Land. Okay, well, Kiora is something. I guess a few more triggers. Not even block with the fish. And can't counter here. Try to discard 2. Do we discard 1 It'll Quench Ya? Because 2 It'll Quench Ya's could be nice. It might be nice. It might be nice. Boomerang Basics. Yeah, we'll bounce their Gran-Gran. You can lose some. Oh yeah, we got all the triggers. Okay, all the triggers. Slow you down. We've definitely got enough to trigger our Kiora to make an 8/8. That's cool. Abandoned attachments. Put a land in the yard. They can deal 6. Or they can try to draw more cards. Draw their way out of this. We just need to deal 1 damage to them. Gran-Gran's back. Monument to Endurance number 3. Yeah, I think we gotta... We don't have anything to discard, do we? Oh no, we draw and then discard. Let's take action. Take 3. Take 3. They pay for it, but they are now tapped out. Nope, not fully tapped out. Okay, they're going for it. Well, they're accumulating wisdom. Yeah, they're toast. Alright, let's attack and deal 6. Ditch the Gran-Gran. Yeah, they figured it out. They got it. Up against Fat Tudor. I didn't name them. Just reading the cards. I'm just reading the names. Alright, we got Gran-Gran. We have an unopposed Gran-Gran. Gran-Gran might be opposed. We got Reckless Lackey here. Looks like this is going to be mono red. Guess hold up Spell Pierce, maybe flash in Malcolm next turn. That's right, you ain't attacking that Lackey into Gran-Gran. Alright, Gran-Gran, find me something good. Let's put that in the graveyard. Alright, do you give me something to Spell Pierce or what? What a fun of Spell Pierce here. Should have spells in their deck if they have Emberheart Challenger. One would think. Might of the Meek, yeah. They'll pierce that, but they will get lots of triggers. And we lose Gran-Gran, no! Question is, do we be mana wasteful and get down a blocker, or be mana efficient and not? I'm gonna go with challenge opponent to get us on the next turn, and then just hope we get enough interaction we can slow him down and come back. 4 cards in hand for opponent. Wild Ride. Another Emberheart Challenger. Okay, not dead yet. We'll just have to put these guys in front of... I was supposed to play Malcolm there. They bumped the Lackey. They have Trample? Anything? side out. Okay. There you go. They found it. They figured it out. Good job, Mono Red. Got the Gran-Gran! Let's go, Granny. Go, go, power, Gran-Gran. Do we actually ditch a monument? Is that crazy? Try and find a land, or we can try to just get enough lessons in the yard to turn on the Gran-Gran. They'd probably have removal. Maybe what we're supposed to do is just play endurance. Okay. Of his talent, they attack. Oh, I guess they could. Yeah, I was just gonna say they don't have anything to play except they can shoot Gran-Gran. So they got us there. All right. Let's abandon some attachments. Just gotta hope to draw some lessons, I think. To draw some lessons, to draw some more stuff. Still 19 to 20. No blocks. Did I miss a land drop? No. Just playing pro style. They miss some damage is what they miss. Well, we can also attack for 2. What do you say to that? Monument to Endurance number 2. I'm callously disregarding the possibility of my having a Spell Pierce. And... anything in this yard that is that helpful? Yeah, let's draw cards. Just lands. Need one of your creatures. Get you for 2. They discard Combustion Technique. They ain't even worried. Just keep drawing. Restocking the hand. Gran-Gran. Get a Boomerang Basics. Pausing. You draw It'll Quench Ya. Which I'd love to play. If I have to, I can draw discard it. Okay, well, they give us a chance to quench. And now we just have to avoid their counter spells. Maybe we got a chance. I don't know. Probably not Artist Talent. Storm Chaser's Talent. Yeah. Ditch a Gran-Gran. What are they going to do? Are they going to deal 3? Firebending Lesson. Down to 6. They don't have mana though. Guess they'll make treasures here. They just need to fire off one spell, actually, to get that pumped up enough. They don't. Okay. Weird. Well, let's see if we can get up enough spells to do anything at all. Nope. Just a ton of islands. Let's draw a card. Yeah, we got a lot of accumulate wisdoms. That would have been cool had we gone first. Okay, well, normally I show the full statistics from untapped.gg to show you there's no hanky-panky, but first of all, you saw how badly my original version of the deck performed. The other version was about 50%, 2 wins, 2 losses. But yeah, untapped.gg seems to not be working today. I guess Arena had an update today, maybe that broke it. So, anyways, you just have to sort of take my word for it that we only won 1 game with this version. We did eventually win 1 game. That was the game that you saw where opponent timed out. People just playing the Is It Lessons and Urobroid. We saw like 1 other deck outside of that. So I would just tech for that meta. As it was, I think it was wise to go back and just, it's best of 1. Just putting in more interaction was the key. So yeah, we cut out Wan Chi Tong, and we put in more of the interaction. What's it called? Let's take a look. Mono Blue Lessons. Into the Flood Maw. Malcolm didn't really do much. I think Malcolm probably is not great when you got Iroh's Demonstration. So you could have your otter tokens and your Irohs get taken out. Or otter token and your Malcolm get taken out by Iroh's Demonstration. So Duelist of the Mind at least having 3 toughness gives it something. Kiora having 2 toughness, maybe not. Just maybe the threats are just not quite there for Mono Blue. Maybe we should be maybe our top end shouldn't be Kiora or Malcolm. It should be the Eddie Mercrab, actually. Now that I think about it. So that's my thoughts. You leave your thoughts in the comments. I've been Man of Dad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even Dad's gonna enjoy it. Adios.